the way we putting them out. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine. I think the first game we're going to look at is the South Carolina Ball Club and Missouri. We'll jump into the SEC. We'll jump right into the fire thing. So these are two teams that have been pretty good teams with the spread. They're South Carolina sitting at 4-2. 5-2, and they're 5-2 by the number, 4-3 to the over. And Missouri, even though they don't have the stellar record as Carolina has, at 3-4, they're still 5-2 to the number. But the real eye opener here is they're 1-6 to the under. So they're playing in a lot of under games. And Missouri for the past couple of years, they couldn't stop anybody on the defensive side. So whether the books have totally caught up with them, which I don't think they have, as far as them smashing unders. Missouri, when you think Missouri, you're not thinking of Georgia, you're not thinking of Bama, defensive minded team, but they're playing a lot more competitive, and their defense has really stepped up in a lot of different ways. They got blown out by, I think it was Kansas State? Yeah, 40-12. Ever since that game, they've been playing really, really well. So, and then South Carolina on the other side, they kind of sneaky good at this 5-2 mark right now. So it's I'm not giving all the credit to Butler. I'm giving it more on the coach, Beamer, what he's done over there. He's kind of held them in a lot of games, a lot of closer games. They lost to Florida 24-17 a bit back, but I think they've been competitive the whole way. So I like what's going on over in Columbia. A lot of regions, and they cracked the top 25 too. So early on with this particular game, I'm looking at possibly the points. We got the numbers. There we go. We got 3.5 and 46. So that's not a big number in the SEC. 46.5 for a team that potentially has been giving up a lot of points. I think it shows now. To me, this is going to take on the look of a defensive game, both sides of the ball. Both sides of the with both teams here. So I kind of like the under here a little bit. I'm leaning towards the 46.5, and I'm leaning with Carolina. They're not having the big turnover they have. Missouri taking care of the football also. So I think we see a tight game in Columbia, and normally this should probably be like a 6-point game in my book. But I think both teams are going to play defense, and they're both going to take care of the football.
I like it, man. I like the. I don't know about these totals. I haven't been doing too good with totals. So I let the professionals like yourself do that. But I like the South Carolina side. I doing my little time off, I had time to watch a lot of mainstream sports network and news and stuff like that. And was watching something particular about the player developer that they got over there at South Carolina. And it kind of makes sense how they got a great win last weekend, moving towards better days over there. So I think we may get way past that number just off of, things starting to click.
What about that 3.5 you got up there? Is that a fresh line right now? Is that sitting at 3.5?
Yeah, I see. Let me double check because I did just do these right now.
Yeah,
and
I showed a 4.5 earlier. I didn't run the whole board down, but I thought I had it clicked at 4.5. And if that's the case, then that means there's some money coming in. There's some money definitely coming on Mizzou on that side for sure.
Yeah. Well, I see that it opened up at 5.5 and it's live right now at 3.5 on. I see that on covers. Yeah,
but I'm not scared of it. I still show value on the Carolina side too, but the under, I think they're really banking on Missouri to kind of tighten things up, or they're just really not trusting the Carolina offense. They're thinking it's too many points. But I think it looks a little cheap to me. If you want to know the truth, I would say, like I say, I have it capped out about 6. So right now I lean. I haven't made an official play on either one of these plays here, but I definitely lean really hard on the Carolina side, especially 3.5. If that's the case, I'm not scared of the money coming the other way, for that matter. But I've got to make sure that something not really fishy here with a player injury or some type of surprise element of surprise here. So always check those injury reports too. But as far as I know, I haven't seen a whole lot of nothing there. But I still lean Carolina, like you said, and I lean towards them.
I feel you 100%. I mean, I agree. Something I said earlier, I had to sit down with myself and say, I have to get this scared thing out of the way because a lot of things just look funny from watching the season to this point. I've seen some lines and stuff that just look funny to me, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe that I feel so different on the other side. So, I think it just takes those kind of feelings. Like I said earlier in the show, it's the time of the season where you got the eye test, you got the numbers, you just got to jump in where you really feel it. And that brings me to this next one.
They got that win over A&M too, which, A&M's offense, that kind of played into Carolina's way because A&M's offense is nothing spectacular. We all know that. And then, they knew it was going to be a defensive scrum, so all they had to basically do is take care of the football and maybe have like one or two big plays better than A&M did. And a lot of people, A&M is not what we thought they were at this point in time in the season.
Exactly.